Namaste, Life of Taroters. Hope you're all well, looking after yourselves, and welcome back to another video. Today I have a deck flip through for you, and I thought we'd take a look at the Light Seers Tarot. This is probably my sort of go-to tarot deck, the one I use the most out of all my other ones. It's really good, it's really gentle, the artwork's really nice. So yeah, I think there's also like a mini version of it as well that I've seen, but this is obviously the full-size proper version. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you're new here, then welcome, and know that you are amongst like-minded people and friends. So this is the box, and inside just a little message. Into the grey we follow, like 1,000 flickering stars, and there in a sunlit hollow we lose and find what is ours. Yeah. Dear Light and Shadow Seer, may this deck help you to find what is yours. But yeah, because it's a really gentle deck. I use it all the time. It's quite a thick guidebook, so it's just got the normal kind of like different spreads and stuff like that at the beginning, how to connect with the cards, things like that. But my favorite thing about it is, so you got like a little bit about each card, but then you've got sort of like a light seer and a shadow seer message, so it's really good for shadow work as well as, you know, just your normal sort of standard tarot readings. And then each one has kind of like a little sort of affirmation, I guess, type thing message with it. Yeah, so let's get into it. Okay. I love how she's holding a an amethyst crystal as well. And you can just about see all the 4 elements sort of in there. It's a really like different interpretation of sort of like the tarot than I've ever seen. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely my favorite one I probably use, I think, that I have right now anyway. Like I said, the artwork's just lovely. Let me know if any of you have this deck, or you know, if you're thinking of getting it, because I would highly recommend it. There's quite a lot of you'll notice sort of quite a lot of diversity in the deck as well, which is nice. This one I love. She's like sort of got half the lion face, as opposed to just sort of like having the lion, which is a standard sort of, you know, RWS. Because obviously the strength is supposed to be about compassion as well, you know, as well as strength, because that is strength. Yeah, it's just the interpretations are awesome. This one I love because I do sort of like aerial sort of hoop and aerial silks and that kind of thing, if any of you are familiar with that. So this card I love because it's sort of, you know, it's a little bit of me. This one is ace because it's death and rebirth, whereas normally you just have death. But obviously, you know, everyone kind of fears this tarot card, everyone hates it when it comes up, they think, oh my god, you know, but it's actually, it's about rebirth and transformation and change and the end of something and the start of something else. So I love that, you know, I think it was at Chris Ann. Yeah, Chris Ann. I love that, you know, they put death and rebirth into this. That's a really different take as well, because temperance, obviously, you know, pretty much everyone you've ever seen, there's always kind of a foot in the water and a foot on ground, or something like that. or about, you know, or some kind of like water somewhere in the card. But I like that this one's kind of like more about energy. So yeah. Not too sure, but is that like the sun and the moon? That's how I'm sort of interpreting that. But yeah. This card just completely like draws you in, which I guess is the point. It's about kind of letting go of your vices and things that aren't necessarily good for you, so that you maybe can't help yourself sometimes. But yeah, it's just a very, very well made deck. How cute is this with the little squirrel and the butterflies? It's just such like a beautiful yet chaotic card, this one. I've always liked the Tower card. Yeah, I just love the colours. Now this is like the happiest tarot card I've ever seen in my life. It's so bright, it's so colourful, you just can't not be sort of happy or positive when you see it. It literally like radiates positive energy and healing energy and warmth. It literally like jumps off the card at you. It's so well designed. Okay, so that was the mages. And on to my favourite suit, which is the cups. What about you guys? Let me know below in the comments what your favourite suit is, you know, what your favourite element is, which one you kind of connect most with. Mine's always been cups, but you know, yeah, I'm a water sign, so it's not really surprising. And the moon card as well, I tend to like that one. I love this card with the little doggies, so cute. Don't know why, but this always makes me think of Brad Pitt. I have no idea why, but every time I look at it, it's my first thought. I always think it's Brad Pitt, and I know it's not. Little pig flying. I love this card. It's one of my favourite ones. Just real like strong feminine energy, just like balance. Really, really like it. Okay, so now we're on to fire. The wands. This is a really good card as well for like sort of just symbolizing what it is. This is the thing about tarot, like if you don't know tarot very well, some decks are really sort of good for your intuition, like you can just look at the image and know what's going on. Like this one, you know, you're putting yourself like a protective shield around yourself so nothing can affect you, you know, like no outside is gonna, you know, no outside force is gonna sort of, you know, affect you or your energy. You know, you can sort of like, you know, fight off anything, no matter what it is. You can get over any obstacle. That's what a lot of tarot reading is, just intuition, you know. People interpret things differently. Apologies if you can hear my neighbours in the background, they are the noisiest people ever. I love the cat. Okay, so we're on to Earth. Again with this one, you know, if you don't know the meanings very well, it's just so obvious what it means, you know, like with the key and, you know, and the way she sort of like, you know, if she just sort of looked up a little bit, you should see that, you know, she can help herself. So yeah, if you are a beginner or new to tarot and you don't really understand the meanings very well and you struggle with learning, then I would highly, highly recommend the Light Seers Tarot, because it is very intuitive and the pictures kind of tell you what it is, you know. Because I know it can be hard when you get started sometimes. But keep going, because eventually you will find a deck that works for you. Eventually you'll just click with one. And it might not be the same one everybody else uses. Last but not least, we have air, which is obviously, you know, the swords and all about your mind. It's really well represented here, the spiral case. But I love how they've used birds instead of swords, because obviously it is associated with the element of air. So I love that this deck was like, you know, we're going to use birds to signify swords rather than just using swords. So it reminds me of Pandora's box a little bit. I call it, like, you know, the sort of devastation and depression and heartache and chaos, and there's one little, like, you know, ray of hope, kind of white goodness there. Again, really well designed. And there we are. So yeah, that is the Light Seers Tarot. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you like it, if you have it, if it's, you know, on your list, or if you think, you know, yeah, you're going to get it now because you've seen it. And like I said, highly recommend for beginners. It is such a gentle, intuitive deck. Yeah. As always, don't forget to like the video, you follow me on social media, and please, please, please subscribe to the channel. I've got, I think, 3 months until my, like, 1 year anniversary I started this channel, because it was on Halloween. So it'd be nice if I can hit 100 subscribers by then. So, you know, share with people you know, share with your friends, your family, or just on your social media, because it all helps me out. And as always, I will see you soon.